This Starfighter movie, they announced it at Star Wars Celebration, and it's confirmed. Shawn Levy doing the movie with Ryan Gosling, and Ryan Gosling's confirmed, but apparently everybody's saying no thank you. Why are so many actors passing on this movie? There's a new report that a few more actors that were offered roles in this movie said, nah, we don't want to be part of Star Wars. Thanks. Why does that keep happening? We'll discuss that. Speaking of Star Wars, we're going to get into a full-on spoiler discussion of the first 3 episodes of Andor. If you haven't seen it, I would recommend when we get to that part, you get the hell out of here until you watch it. And we'll also talk about, there's a particular scene that happens, and I think it's either 2 or 3. And there's a very controversial scene that Tony Gilroy was asked about and addressed, and one of the actors that was in the scene also discusses about it. I've seen people saying this doesn't belong in Star Wars. We'll discuss, and from my tone, we'll see if you think that I agree or disagree. There's other things, man. There's some Mission Impossible news. There's a few other stories I think that are pretty great. So we're going to discuss that and more on the show today with myself, Steph, and the prodigal son, Mark. Mark Riley returns. I'm kidding. He's not here, but it's the first name that came to mind. Mike Kalinowski returns. And we'll see. He's jumping on the bandwagon again, but it might work because they got to catch Roxy today. We'll see if they can do it. So it's a Kristian Harloff Show. Thursday. Here we go. Howdy, everybody. Howdy. Welcome back to the show. I'm excited that you're here. I'm excited that we're all here discussing and talking and that and more. And on the show today is the regular crew. And I'll tell you, it's perfect when we're talking Star Wars stuff because this was Sith Council at one point, but now it's just going to be a Star Wars discussion. Steph Sabra. Hello, Steph. How are you doing?
Star Wars is back.
Oh, yeah, I think so for this episode, with this show at least. And I believe even this grouchy bastard, I think, agrees.
Well, hey, when my good friends call me different names, how can I start the day in a good mood?
I agree.
I'll be Mark Riley today, numbnuts.
You might as well. Well, you got pretty good hair too. So, but he's got the best hair.
No one beats his hair.
That's
like a
Can I be Kate?
Yeah. What?
I'll be Kate.
You be Kate?
Oh, I miss Kate.
Yeah, I know. Me too.
I haven't seen her in forever. I miss her.
I know. Well, you guys are battling against Roxy. Roxy and Roka tried to beat Roxy because Roka did Monday, did pretty well. Roxy hit 82 on Tuesday's show. So
amateur numbers.
I think you guys can do it. You're already at 4, which is pretty damn good before the show even started. So good stuff. We'll see. We'll see if Mike and Steph can do it again.
Was it Steph last week by herself? I mean, I thought Roke and I were going to take it. Oh, it was Winston.
Winston and Coy. They hadn't won in months. They finally won again.
Yeah, I thought Roke and I had a great show, man. Roke and I.
It was good. I know. I was happy that you guys did the show. I appreciate you guys doing the show. And now we have another show that we're going to be doing here today. But Mike, did you see what happened with that? Did you see that Steph met Thanos?
What?
I will. Thanks. We'll get their money.
Should have gone for the head.
Mistake. Just use the woman. And then you say, oh, how did that just happen? How did that just happen? Am I going crazy? There you go. Thanos snapped away Steph.
I never saw the Endgame cut. That is incredible.
That just happened the other.
Would you fall out of your chair?
No, she had internet like you last week.
It just cut you off completely.
Well, so
I don't know what's been going on. Yeah.
I was in the middle of talking to her, and she just disappeared. Yeah,
blipped. She blipped.
I don't even know if I. Yeah. So she was gone. Anyway, we got a lot to discuss, guys, because there's tons of news, tons of stuff, and I think that the first thing we should actually go into here is this Starfighter story, right? Because we'll get into Andor. We're gonna have a pretty long conversation about it, but let's start with this. Multiple actors are turning down Star Wars Starfighter. That's a new report. As part of Star Wars Celebration in Japan last week, the wrapping came off Deadpool and Wolverine director Shawn Levy's mysterious Star Wars movie. Titled Star Wars Starfighter, Ryan Gosling is set to star in the project, which will be a standalone movie set after the events of The Rise of Skywalker and is targeting a May 2027 theatrical release. Now, a new report from Daniel RPK via Comic Book Movie has gone into some of the casting process that's been taking place so far, and from the sounds of it, the film is having a little difficulty landing people. The report claims that Jesse Plemons, Jodie Comer, and Mikey Madison were all approached for villain roles but passed. Sarah Snook was offered the role of a mother and passed, while Greta Lee was considered for a cantina owner, but she also declined. It also says the film's premiere involves a 15-year-old boy on a mission with his uncle, who's played by Gosling, as they are pursued by a duo of villains. One is male, one is female. The movie is said to have a significantly smaller budget than previous Disney Star Wars films. Levy and Jonathan Trachtenberg are writing and will produce alongside Lucasfilm's Kathleen Kennedy. Let's start with this. I like the idea of, well, two things. One, if you watch this show and you hear me talking about it, that I like the fact that they said this is a smaller budget. I love that. Test the director, test the writers, test the actors, and make them use the budget wisely. Make them use the location. Don't overspend. Don't do like when you talk about it, Mike, all the time, why they overspend here on craft services and sending people out and extravagant hotel rooms and shit like that. Make it as much of a shoestring budget if you can, obviously, for a big budget movie, and make it work, make it pop. The story stuff alone. What do you think about the idea of a smaller story here where an uncle and his nephew are on the run and are being pursued by two villains? You'll probably learn the backstory of them, but fairly small story in the Star Wars world. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I think instantly what comes to mind is Logan, and I feel like there's something similar there in that small story following two people, but it leads to a greater adventure. I think that's good for Star Wars. It doesn't have to always be the end of the galaxy, and I think this pair would be a good pair to execute that. So I'm excited. I like the smaller scale story.
Mike, what do you think of this story if it is indeed the plot?
The plot, it sounds fun. Like, I mean, I get shades of, I know they're completely different, but shades of Rogue Squadron where it's, stuff at Starfighter. That seems like maybe there were some ideas there. I know they're vastly different kind of concepts. One's kind of a group of fighters. The other seems like a guy on his own. But what I'm interested in, which kind of gets me, like when Gosling was first attached, I'm kind of like,
Perfect. There he goes. We were waiting for it. He's torn, and he's pensified. He's torn. He's not only torn.
Oh my gosh!
Look at him. That's the longest one ever. Thanos gonna snap his ass out of the way too. Look at him.
That is amazing.
Like an asshole in his face. Look at him.
Right, absolutely.
Looks like an asshole.
It's like a butthole.
Asshole face.
What happened?
Nothing. You look good. What's up?
Where did you lose me at? I don't know what happened.
Where did I lose you at? A long time ago, buddy. Long time ago. Just
I don't know.
This is what happened. I'll show you.
Okay.
Well, Gosling. I was torn. That's what happened to you. So go ahead. Start from there.
All right. So
Start
I'm torn.
Wait, Mike. Start from the beginning, and when
Yes.
you get to the end, stop. What's that from, Steph? What's that?
Alice in Wonderland.
Nice.
What?
That's my girl. Go ahead.
Oh my God. Anyway, as I was saying, I digress. I'm torn, like, as I really like Ryan Gosling, but he just seems like he doesn't want to be an actor. Every time he's in interviews, and it always seems like, yeah, this is the job that life picked for me, so here I am. But like, I loved Fall Guy. It was probably one of my favorite movies last year, and it was because of him. And he's got that kind of swagger about him that would be a real cool, like, kind of cowboy in space starfighter. So that's got me excited. But we'll see. I don't know, man. I don't know.
I like the
Oh my
idea.
gosh, Mike, I couldn't agree less with you.
What?
What do you mean Ryan Gosling doesn't seem like he wants to be an actor? I feel like he's the best at press ever. I feel like
He's the
loves
worst at it. He
taking-
just sits there and he looks like you're bothering him when you want to talk to him.
Really?
Like,
You'll
have
have to send
have
me
you
the
ever seen
interviews you're looking.
I don't
Yes.
like he just sits there and he's just kind of like,
He looks like a really fun, normal dude who's trying not to be
got
too
thrust
into
into
himself.
got thrust into being a movie star. But he's like, I don't want this. Can
He
I
just
show
wants
up and say the lines and do the thing and have fun on set? I don't want to talk.
But you're a fan of his work.
I do like. He's always good. He's
Right.
never
Yeah,
not
he
good.
is.
Okay. Yeah. I kind of.
Okay, here's a
Oh, go
like-
ahead. Have the blast.
Tom Cruise. I would love to sit there and talk movies with Ryan Gosling, I don't know if I'd want to be stuck in a room alone just talking to him.
Wait,
I
that
don't
is
know if-
so crazy. Tom Cruise alone in a room would be a little bit. I'd
Scary.
be weary.
Oh
I
no,
would be.
he would be leaning into me talking about like wanting to know. Wow, that man, nah.
Okay. Well, we're
Anyway,
gonna anyway. So the story itself, we're all on board with
Yes.
the potential if it pans out right. Now, the story itself, this article, I should say, the report, is the more, I don't know if troubling is the right word, but it's the more like, oh, okay, where are we at? And the same thing we talked about this last week, Steph, when we talked about Mikey Madison passing, and we said there could be a lot of different reasons why Mikey Madison was passing. Right. One of them is that, okay, look, she wants to do a few more smaller things before she moves on to some big stuff, and right now she doesn't want to do it. It's a supporting role. She'd rather be looking more so in the lead roles right now, so no thank you. Or there was the side of, look, Star Wars is not what Star Wars was 10 years ago. Star Wars is not that brand of like everybody just wants to hop on board. They haven't really had big properties in a while. They haven't had a movie since 2019. And then there's also the fact is like, because they're in the spot that they're in right now, do you want to play for a team that once was good and the fans are still wanting them to be good? And they're so like, let's go. And if you're in another game that the team loses, even though you're a high priced talent and you do a good job, they're still booing the shit out of you. It's like, do you want to be part of that? You're like, I don't know. I don't think I want to. And there's also things that it just doesn't have the respect that it had years ago. And you look at it's interesting because it's not names like Mikey Madison right now is hot because of the Oscar and all that. Jesse Plemons is a fantastic actor. Fantastic. In no world should Jesse Plemons be passing on Star Wars, right? You're like, okay, if this is 2015 for Force Awakens, there's no world he passes on that. He's taking that villain role immediately. And I don't think that Jesse Plemons is the type of person, maybe I'm wrong, that gives a shit what the fans think at all. I don't think that's the reason why he passes. I think he just doesn't want to be in Star Wars. I think he goes, I'm all right. But the flip side of that is, and Mike, let's start with you, see what your thoughts on this whole thing is. The flip side is that Star Wars doesn't necessarily need anybody else because they got Gosling. He's a star. He's a big star. And Gosling will have the Star Wars name around him. And they can still get very good actors, maybe not as well known, but they can still get very good actors. But what do you make of all this, Mike, or where we stand with this report?
I think, to quote you, something stinks in Denmark or Denver. It just, if you can't get a top talent, you made all great reasons of why, but I don't think that, there we go. Perfect.
Go ahead.
I don't think they, like you said, they need it. Like, I don't want to get into it too much, but the actor that plays Cyril in Andor, I had no idea who he was.
Right.
He's one of the best things in that show.
Yes, he is.
I'll show up every week to see that guy, and I had no idea who he was.
Right.
I don't know his credits. So
And you
Jesse Plemons would have
been
been a Domhnall Gleeson, Imperial officer, being stuffy, and he's like, I don't need this. I'm done. I don't need to do this. That guy, like Jesse Plemons, anytime that guy shows up, Jungle Book. Look at Jungle Book.
He was in.
Yeah, he was like that. He's like that. He wasn't Swedish or German. He was like a submarine captain. He pops up. He's like, hello.
Which Jungle Book was he in?
Jungle Cruise. Jungle Cruise.
I was like, that's a very different.
It's all Disney.
But you make a very good point here, Seth. I think that you look at someone like both Dedra and Cyril, right? Both actors that were like, oh, who's that? And you're like, okay, look, we're going to give you an opportunity here to shine. We're going to get good actors to shine, and now you know them from the role. And not that, Jesse Plemons, some of these other actors that passed, like even Comer, who is an up and coming star, right? And the woman who passed on like the mother role and everything too. They're all Greta Lee. They're all people that you look at and you go, okay, I know the names, could have elevated them, but if you get people that no one knows the names, and you'll find people to do this role for sure. But I think it's just a state of like where we're at with the brand right now. But the same question I had to you last week, Steph. You hear this report, you hear that these people are passing on Star Wars. What do you think it means? Is it the state of where Star Wars is? Is it a mixture of everything? What's your take when you hear all this?
Yeah, I think it can be a mixture of everything or maybe just a few things and different per person. Jesse Plemons, when you look at his record of the past few years, they're very serious, more serious roles, and he's a serious actor. And I feel like the villains as of lately, other than, like Palpatine and Darth Vader, they're not that serious right now in the state of Star Wars.
Keep
I
watching
think
Andor.
that Right, I know that, but we're not there yet. I'm
I know.
just saying
I know.
before when this was happening, before Andor season
Yes, you're
2
right.
dropped,
You're right. They're
it
goofy.
was yeah, they're a little goofier. So maybe he was just like, it's not like anything bad with you guys. I just don't like that type of role doesn't fulfill me. And he might have seen the script or heard about the character. But yeah, it is interesting because you would think that everyone would jump to just be in Star Wars, but for whatever reason, the mixture of the fan base, the timing, and the content, it's just not doing it.
It's a great point that you make, though, about you see the stuff that has come before it, and maybe none of them have watched Andor and haven't seen it. Just aired, right? So they passed on it last week, unless they saw episodes of it. And those people are not the Gilroy and all those people are not the ones doing this movie. Shawn Levy, you look at what was less. Oh, he just did Deadpool and Wolverine, so there's going to be some comedy. It's gonna, like you said, it's going to play into like the goofiness of it, and very well might not. Like I would show them, like, look, we're going to go with the kind of tone that like Real Steel had, which Shawn Levy did, which I love. It's my favorite Shawn Levy movie. Is well, I got to look at the rest of the movies to say before I say that, but love Real Steel. And I hope that's the kind of tone that we get with this movie. And yeah, you could look at it and you could say that because it's one of the things, and we can discuss it with Andor in just a little bit. But the villains have been goofy for the most part, and they bobbled Kylo Ren by the end. He wasn't necessarily goofy, but they bobbled him, and Mike and I were talking about it forever. We'll watch. He's gonna be a good guy soon.
Redemption arc.
Yeah,
Star Wars redemption arc.
The villains in Andor are devastating. It's the first time I've felt fear with the Empire in a very long time. Like you're watching Nazi Germany is what you're watching in Andor. That's what you're watching. And it is terrifying. And it makes me go, oh, that's how they conquered the galaxy. When you look at Donald Gleason, who I love as an actor, and you watch the way they portray those types of villains, and you're like, how the hell did these idiots take over in the first place?
Donald Gleason. Gee, his character.
I love him as an actor, but that was a dopey character. They didn't even know at the end, like, make him a mole. Why? Because he hates Kylo Ren. You're like, what? What are you talking about? But anyway, I think Steph's point, Mike, is valid. Where you look at it, if you're an actor, you're going, yeah, I just don't know if I want to be in that world right now.
Yeah. I mean, you get the luxury of reaching a certain status in your career that you don't need it. Star Wars comes a knocking on my door, and I'm like, I don't care. What do you need me to play? Jabba the Hutt's, illegitimate son.
No,
I'm in. Stick me in a costume for 24 hours of latex. Sure, I'm there.
First thing you say is, yeah, absolutely. Pay me whatever I need. I got to fix my internet. All right, so we got to do. So, like, jumping into, I think, the next story, which will stay with Star Wars, because, well, I guess let me start here and ask the audience before we move on to anything else too. Make sure that you are checking out our Clips channel, Kristian Harloff Clips. Subscribe to it right now if you haven't done it, because we'll put this segment up there, a lot of different segments that we talk about throughout the show. And if you missed the live show, you can go back and you can watch it there in segments. So I want to get your opinion on this. I want to get your thoughts. What say you guys? Do you think, what's the reason that these people are passing? Is it a mixture of they don't want to deal with the fan base? They don't want to be part of Star Wars anymore. It doesn't have that kind of magic anymore. And do you think Star Wars will have a problem casting? Because that's a list of 4 names. There are a lot of actors out there. So put your thoughts. Let's hear what you think. Okay, the next story that we're really going to dive into, this is a more of a thing for everybody out there, that if you have not seen the first 3 episodes of Andor season 2, then I'm going to tell you to get the hell out of here, because we are going to do a big on spoiler, to be honest with you, spoiler discussion, like we always do with the with the Andor series. We've done it with Star Wars before in the past with Acolyte and other things, but we're going to discuss it. This is Andor season 2, and I'm pretty pumped to discuss it with you guys. Steph, I want to start with you. What were your thoughts on the first 3 episodes? You loved season 1. Does it continue on for you?
Oh yeah. I'm so obsessed and happy it's back. I was so excited because I for some reason in my head I thought it was dropping Wednesday 6 p.m. but
I
then
did
I got
too.
the
I did too.
notification
Yeah.
and just getting that notification that it says 3 episode drop, I was oh my gosh, I instantly hit the season 1 recap just to refresh. And then we just dove right in and didn't stop. And it was so they just did such a great job from the first opening scene of setting it up, and the action scenes are shot incredibly. It really feels like you're there. The tension is so real. The characters have gotten better. This episode 3 is just it like actually brought
Insane.
tears to my eyes. It was
Okay.
so insane.
So, Mike, we had discussed when the show was announced that they were dropping 3 episodes, 3 episodes, 3 episodes, and then 3 episodes. We were like, oh, okay. We knew that they had done the 3 episode arcs the first season, but after watching, I mean, so I am not going to spoil anything past episode 3. Obviously, I've seen the whole.
You've seen all 12?
I've seen the whole
Seen
season.
all 12?
Yeah, so
Okay.
I can tell you that it makes so much sense as far as why they're releasing it all in one day, because what Steph just said, you release the first 2 and then you're like, well, how does this wrap up? Right. And then once it wraps up, the next jump is a year later. Because now as we get into the spoilers, when you start with Cassian and he's on, you see right away, we jump right back into him on his mission, and he jumps and he gets the TIE fighter, he steals the TIE fighter, he crashes on Yavin. And when he's there, it was his story actually in the first 2 episodes I liked the least. I hated the idiots that he ran into on that.
I'm so glad you said that.
I hate them. They're horrible.
So let me say this. So everyone, a lot of our friends in our circle, they saw all 12.
Yeah.
And are rightful saying, greatest Star Wars ever, greatest Star Wars television. And about halfway through episode 1.5 or episode 2, about halfway. So these 3 episodes, about halfway through, I was kind of like, am I not seeing what everyone else is seeing?
Yeah.
And I was like, wait a minute, those people must have seen all 12.
Yep.
And there's a very good reason they dropped 3 at a time, because if I would have just got 1 or 2, I would have been kind of like, because those idiots on that planet,
They're the worst.
I didn't understand, first of all, what was going on. It's like, are they just fighting and now they separated? What are we, a Lord of the Flies going on here?
It felt like, remember in
Kind
Obi-Wan?
of.
Remember in Obi-Wan when he or not Obi-Wan, Mandalorian, when he gets to that village and those idiot villagers that he's running around with.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh, we're doing this again?
Yeah, I was just kind of like, wait. So, but then after 3, I was like, okay, all right, we're back on track to the Andor that used to be. Like,
it never stops from there on, Mike. It never stops.
Yeah, like so, and I thought I didn't go online. I was like, wait, should I say? I was like, oh no, wait, there's a lot of people that saw all 12. That's the people that are saying it's the best Star Wars.
Because you look
but what a smart decision to do these 3 at once.
That's what I mean.
Holy crap.
Yeah, because by the time you get to the 3rd episode and you completed the 3rd episode, those people, those idiots are so far gone in your memory. You don't even think about them anymore. They're gone. Like,
Right,
it's not the point.
Okay, so you watched the recap stuff. I didn't watch recap. At the end of season 1, because I remember we talked about this, was Dedra and Cyril together or not?
Yes.
They
Yeah,
were?
Yeah.
But I remember they were flirting. He was flirting, and I was like, oh, they're going to bang.
Hands. They like held hands, or it actually didn't show that in my recap, but I remember, and everyone being like, because we joked about shipping them. We're like, there's some horny tension going on here. This is a little crazy. And then by the end, you kind of saw, because she had that near-death experience, that will get you going. So I think that was the solidifying moment, and then so they picked up.
Because I was like, we called that one, and I love it. So I love it.
And she rides for her man.
She does. So I was going to ask. So, like, if I'm just going to ask you guys, because what I want to make sure, because I've seen these. I went through one day where I think I watched like episodes 6 through 12 or something, like where it was. So I want to make sure that the stuff with his mother that happened in this first three, right? Okay.
She drives my favorite character.
Oh, she drives me crazy.
The best.
She drives me crazy. I
love her.
But I think
I love her.
Yeah, Mike, I think you love her.
Obsessed. I'm obsessed with her.
Uncle Harlow, where's Harlow? She's like, She's like, if you bring up Harlow again, I've got his record. You don't want to talk about him. Like Dedra,
that scene between Dedra and her was incredible. So,
but this is what I love about the show. Poor Cyril's fucking ass up on the bed.
Yeah,
just dead.
Dead. But this is what I love about the show. Like we got 45 to 55-minute episodes. You're allowing us to not only just marinate with the characters, you're marinating with the damn Empire, right? And it's what the books, some of those books did so well when they did the Empire. You're allowing us to go, oh, I don't agree with their philosophies. I don't like their jobs, but I understand them as people. I know what they're going through as people. I know what her aspirations are, is trying to be like the best. I know that he's a mama's boy who can't get past here, but he loves her and all these different things. You're giving us character. I saw the stupid thing again. This doesn't feel like Star Wars. What the fuck are you talking about?
Right. The whole time I was thinking this feels so like Star Wars, and then more of what I've wanted in some of the missing pieces of how we've talked about how sometimes the politics in the original weren't that good, but the way that they the way that was so genius is that every of our main like 6 characters in the different sections of the galaxy that we visit them, they in the first 3 episodes they establish exactly what it feels like when a fascist regime is slowly taking over, and depending where you are is your level of comfort, even though you're still dealing with your individual life things, no matter where, like what the status is. And then the slow creeping of how it's like everyone's comfort is going to kind of come to an end soon.
Yes. And the fact that you have Krennic out there and that whole thing, because that whole storyline of them, what they're trying to do with the building out and the start of the Death Star, right? Like everything that they're doing and putting Dedra in there and all that. I'm telling you, like, this is why I said, like, now when I see people in the comments and they go, this is boring, I can't tell it. I just write back, pew pew is all I write back, because you're that's
okay.
You want to say. It's like
you brought a good point. You brought a good point. I wanted to ask you guys about this, because I remember we were all on board for season 1. It wasn't the show we thought it would be. It was, Harloff, you thought it was. I remember you were like completely in love with it because of
season 1
building up to Andor. You were like, I don't know if this is gonna be for me.
Oh, I didn't. That was my least anticipated thing. It's my favorite by far, but it's least.
So, do you guys remember the feeling after Andor and in the time since then, where a lot of, I don't say diehard Star Wars fans, they weren't into it, and it was just like. And people was like, because a lot of people were upset that it didn't have lightsabers, it didn't have the Force. And it's like, I remember there wasn't this big groundswell of love for the show. And when people talk about it, they don't talk about it like they talk about Acolyte or Ahsoka. And I just like,
dude, I'm telling you, by the time even the people, I see people in the comments.
That's what I'm saying. It's all changed around now. Everyone's like, this is
by the time you get to the end. I see people in the comments go, George Lucas would be ashamed of Andor. It's like, no, he wouldn't, because this is actual good storytelling. But nonetheless, what happens, and by the way, he's a fan of Andor. He's a massive fan of Andor. But either way, when you get to the end of it, if you don't think
end of 12,
the whole thing, if you don't think it's Star Wars, you don't know Star Wars. You just don't. If you don't, I can see, like, for the first 3 episodes, if you're watching and you're going, I don't know, because of like, you look at the relationship between the mother and those things and the build up and all that, and that there's a lot of talking to it. I said it, dude. I said it in my reaction. I go, I can already hear people going, this is boring. All they're doing is talking. Yes, it's called fucking build up.
Here's the thing. The scene with Cyril, his mom, and Dedra, that's the same type of scene we got in the original trilogy of Luke and his aunt and uncle sitting around. I was like, I don't want to be here. It's another season. That's the entire thing that scene is. It's setting up the characters.
Yep.
Don't tell me it's fucking Star Wars.
And there's so nonsense. And someone said this. There's lack of alien races. Aliens are everywhere in this season. They're everywhere. Because I noticed it in the first season too.
I see what you're saying.
In the first season, I saw the note just now. Someone said there's hardly any alien races in it. They're everywhere in season 2, because I noticed it. I think he got the note and took it. Yeah,
but also, I mean, okay, let's talk about this. Star Wars is always kind of mirroring modern day and whatnot. But Chandrilla, where they are the rich people, it'd be, hey, we're all going to look alike here. These are our safe people. We're all rich. We're all going to look.
Well, there 100%. In the comics, and a lot of books, there was a whole thing that Palpatine wanted to get rid of a lot of the aliens.
Yeah.
too. But
Life.
either way, what they're also doing now is that you have the buildup and the stuff going on with Mon. Now, the dancing stuff, did that happen in this?
In episode 3.
Oh,
it did. In 3, okay.
She is,
Cutting
her
a
world
rug.
is falling apart.
Yeah,
and
she's
she's
cutting a rug.
out there.
That's
taking
her
some
last
shrooms.
night.
That's
That's
it.
her
my
last
God.
hurrah.
That's it. She was like pushing. She was pushing through. I don't know if it was
fact
cut
that-
differently or anything too, but like I understood that scene 100%. Someone's like, you don't
I
get.
had to go-
She's trying to push her. She's trying to push her life, out and realizing that what's her face is going to die. And I'm like, no. I totally understand that. I loved that scene.
Yeah,
love the
I
fact
loved
that-
it.
They don't spell it out for you. It's you have
Yeah.
to like we're killing what's his name, Ty or Tyrell, or how they realize like, oh, this guy's he's loose lips
Oh,
and
yeah,
ships.
Yeah,
And they're like, he's done.
and you don't
And they
even
send him
see it.
off in that car and the ship
Yeah.
at the end. And
Yeah.
oh, now, wait a
Which
minute.
was
So
such
now,
a good way of tying in Cinta back in.
so Cinta, that's what I
where
wanted to ask
yeah.
you.
Yeah.
She was blonde and now she's the redhead, right? Is that Cinta?
Oh no,
or
Cinta is the brown haired girl
Yeah,
who's
the
the
driver.
pilot. Yeah,
Yeah.
the driver.
Is she
Yeah.
okay? So then the blonde in season 1 is now the
Mhm.
redhead in season 2.
Yes.
Yes, yes.
When did she meet up with Mon at the end of 1? I don't
Yes.
remember how he left her.
Was it the end
Okay.
of one?
Yeah, they're cousins. You
Yes.
meet
Okay.
them. Yeah, you realize that they're cousins, and
Yeah.
but they're both
Yeah,
kind
seeing
of fighting
Cinta
the
come back
cause
was
in
kinda
different
cool.
ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So like all of that, and the fact that just showing like Luthen is just next level. Luthen is he is the whole reason. He is the whole reason that this whole thing exists. He is the George Lucas of the rebellion.
When that one person, they're kind of setting up the party and someone mentioned something about like trade routes, somebody's like, oh, tell me more. Just
Yeah.
kind of gossiping in there. But and he had the look on his face as an actor, that look he gave. Oh man.
It's so
It
good.
spoke volumes.
Do you know who I really, really love this season a lot? And she's got more to do. Again, I'm not going to spoil anything. I'm just going to tell you who really, to me, is one of the standouts in the show this year.
Bix.
Well, we'll talk about Bix in a second. Bix for sure. But she was a big moment last year. Clea,
Yeah.
Who?
Luthen's assistant.
Assistant. Okay, yeah.
She
Oh
is
yeah.
phenomenal, and she
She-
is so great. Go ahead, Steph.
No, yeah, she is really great. When I want more to do with her because she knows more than basically anyone because she's the number 2 to him, which like you said, he's the architect of the entire thing. So she has a lot of information. It'll be cool to see if her character grows because right now we've only gotten little bits and pieces of her.
This season, you guys know how much I love season 1. I love season 1. Season 2 makes season 1 look like Boba Fett.
Just overall, you're
Yeah.
saying.
Oh my gosh.
Overall,
Now, I
mean,
don't spoil anything for
I'm
me.
not. I'm not.
We're not getting a season 3, right?
No.
Okay, so this is
This isn't a spoiler. It
What a-
literally because I've been saying this. Tony Gilroy said
Yeah.
it leads into Rogue One.
And,
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Rogue One is the series finale.
Okay.
That's
All right.
why they did the 3 episode
Mhm.
arcs, and they're basically 3 movies.
Every
And
year.
Or 4
yeah,
movies, right?
Yeah,
or 4 movies, and it picks
So it's
up
one.
like
Yeah.
But this is also
every movie shows like it's like within a few days, but of the
And-
next year.
And also just noticing this, and I'm sure it probably goes into how it shows how good Star Wars is and can be when they don't use the volume.
I know.
Like
It looks
location,
so good.
it looks
that party scene alone.
It
Like,
looked.
and they drew the tracking shot of her walking through the party, and it's just like this is
Mike, you also give 45 to 50-minute episodes each time. It gives you time. You don't have to go, well, we only have 25 minutes. What do we do? Throw a monster in there and then have somebody on a jetpack fly. What do they say? Cut out all the dialogue. Just have them shoot. Pew, pew, pew. Do we have any lightsabers? Maybe. Throw one in there. How about really bad dialogue? Get one line of really bad dialogue in there. Throw them out. More monsters. Where's the volume? Everybody's using the volume. It's like, that's the same formula as opposed to how refreshing is it to say, oh, they're actually in the woods. They're talking for more 5 minutes, like looking at like I've ever worn a watch. 5 minutes, and I'm like, wait, they just talked for 5 minutes, and I understand everything they're saying and where they're going, and that build up, and now I know more about that person. Who knew? This feels like an HBO Max show.
And speaking of, like, even though we didn't, the goofball kids, they all have personalities.
In
I
which
didn't
one?
like
Oh,
them.
yeah, they
The
did.
goofballs. They all had characters. I was just
You
like,
can tell you right. Like you knew who was who. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it was like they're doing such a good an effective, masterful job of painting all the parts of the galaxy of what would happen if an empire was taking over, and so much of it mirrored just what the similar facets of what we're seeing today. And there would be, an idiot crew that
Yeah.
didn't know how to govern themselves. I just think we spent too long there. But that was
We did.
literally my only criticism. The rest, I was just kind of in awe of how great the storytelling was, how good it looked, and how
Incredible.
every character just got better.
Yeah, they got so much better. And so then you mentioned Bix, right?
Mhm.
So this is where the controversy starts. Well, first of all, Bix has just been, she was so good. I love Adria Arjona in general. She really steps up in this episode. It's devastating to see where they are. They're waiting for Cass to get back. They're trying to build up. They're like hiding. And then it reminds me of Braveheart, like the scene in, what I'm talking about, Mike, like when
Yeah.
the prima nocta stuff and all that. And then they hello Lassie and all that. And they wind up at the end where this guy comes in and he sexually assaults Bix and tries to, he tries to have his way with her, and she backhands him, which is fantastic. Fights her way out, and then the other guy comes in. And the thing that I couldn't believe that they said is she literally looks out and she says, he tried to rape me. She uses the words. And I said, wow, I'm surprised that Star Wars, A, went there, B, they got approval to do that, right? I saw a lot of people going, no, there's no place for this. I'm like, there's no place for it if it would have happened in Boba Fett. There's no place, and from the tone that it was set up, and and if the tone was set like this in Boba Fett, there's a place for it. The way that they set this up, they set it up in a way, like I told you, the Empire is so devastating, and I'm so sick of people going, well, we have to stick exactly with the guidelines of what Star Wars has always been, and then the next time they go, we need to change it. Why are we doing the same shit? They're changing stuff up because it fits in to the narrative of how despicable, disgusting, and like they are Nazi Germany. You don't think Nazis did that to people, European villages all the time? All the time.
I don't understand the people saying that this is not fit into Star Wars. Even in The Force Awakens, they rounded villagers up and shot them all. Like he choked kids. He choked his wife.
I know.
And I thought, okay, so I heard the discourse. I thought they were going to show some kind of, not the, R-rated, but like they were going to show, he was never even once like,
no,
they did it very tastefully.
It
Like,
was
what's the problem?
it was the fact, Mike, you know what it was? It was I'm telling you, it was the fact that they used the word. If they wouldn't use that word, I don't think you would have seen
Don't hide from it. It's true. And people do shit like that.
100% agree with you. And that's what
Put the fucking light on it.
Adria Arjona said as much when they asked her about the scene.
Yeah.
She took that with her when she said it. It felt like she had the power when she said it.
Yeah.
When you listen to her words, it was very important to see again what she was, who she is, and what she was able to do, and the fight that they're consistently doing against these tyrants. They're tyrants, and you felt it in the first 3 episodes when they're sitting around that table talking with Krennic. You're like, these are despicable people. When was the last time, Steph, you felt the Empire was despicable, or the Resistance? I mean, or the what the hell with the First Order? Any of them? When was the last time?
Yeah, I mean, a long time ago, where you really feel this is exactly the type of behavior and the entire energy that an evil force would bring to a galaxy. We see it in our own world in many different examples, and it's no surprise. And I was I was impressed that they had the scene kind of showing what was happening, and then her saying it. I was like, whoa, crazy, because YouTube gets you in trouble for saying it, and that's always really bothered me. And this is like the people who complain about First Amendment, but then they're the same people who don't realize that you're being hypocritical. We have to talk about it. This is many people's lives when they're are in dangerous situations, even in just walking around in normal America. This is a danger women could think about every single moment of their lives when they don't feel fully safe. And so I was really impressed, and especially in a wartime like this where they're fighting for their lives. I think it was the ultimate show of Bix's character in general, watching all that she's been through and watching an empire beat down on her mentally, physically, everything. And that's like, who is our people fighting back? That's how you get a rebellion. So it was the most effective storytelling.
Such a great point, where it's like, that if you have a series like Star Wars and a brand like Star Wars that can bring awareness to this stuff, we know, and it's, again, it would feel out of place if it was in Rebels. Clearly, it would feel out of place. If it was in a show like Skeleton,
if it was in Skeleton Crew,
right?
Yeah,
feels out of place.
Out of place.
This show has set a tone of what it is. Now, do I think every show should be dark and brooding and have serious issues like this in Star Wars? No, it shouldn't. You should have different tones throughout it. But it's okay to have adult Star Wars. It's okay. And you expand your brand by doing so. And clearly, the people who are really investing in this, and if you watch all 12 episodes and you see it, you see what this show is. This is their version of HBO Max. This is the best quality thing they have done. I love Mandalorian season 1 and 2. It pales in comparison to the writing, the direction, the music, everything about this show. It's like, when you get it, and especially, it's the best like prequel thing that they've ever done either, too. And I know people, what? When you see the whole season, come back and then talk about it, because you got to see the entire thing. It's a brilliant show. It is absolutely brilliant all the way through. And I hope that they continue to do stuff like this. And I don't think that they will.
I'm like, so again, I didn't see it the first night. I kind of waited, and I was like, we'll probably talk about it on the show. I probably should watch it, because I've been that way just because of Star Wars the past few years has made me feel that. Like, I'm like, all right. But now just look at the way we're talking, the three of us again. We haven't been this excited to talk about Star Wars in years.
Right.
So it just like, the people that have a problem with that, like, I don't get, like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, they didn't show anything. They didn't go graphic with it. Like,
and I'll tell you this.
Okay, you guys watch do you guys watch The Pit?
No, I hear it's great though.
Okay, you got to watch it. There's
so.
some stuff that happens in there, like with a pregnancy. Like, I didn't need to see that ever again in my life, but it fits the tone of the show.
Right. This fits
like
the tone.
this.
People have their idea of what Star Wars is, and it's like, did it feel out of place? Let me ask you this: for people who say, "Well, George Lucas wouldn't like that," I'm not asking if you think it felt out of place in your version of what you think Star Wars is. Do you think, from the tone that is set in this show, that it was out of place in this show? Because that's when I think the argument should come into it. It's like, it felt out of place for what was in this show. It completely made sense. And I want to get into the interview that was conducted, and Andor's creator was asked about the controversial scene. Tony Gilroy, he has scored universal acclaim for subverting expectations as to what a Disney Plus Star Wars show can be, delivering a more serious and mature take on the franchise that forgoes fan service and the more cartoony fantasy adventure aspects of George Lucas's creation in favor of prestige adult political drama. I love that sentence all the way around. It's a show that has pushed through creative limitations left and right, and the fan base loves it for that. But even by the show's standards, one scene in the just released third episode of the new season has shocked and upset viewers. In the episode, Bix is hiding out in a farming settlement while Imperial troops are rounding up undocumented citizens. Over the course of the episode, an Imperial officer's flirtation with Bix becomes incredibly pushy. Culminates in a scene in which he attempts to violently, I guess, as you said, Bix. In the ensuing struggle, she ultimately gets the upper hand and kills the officer. Bix then makes it clear what happened when she screams he tried to do it. So, Star Wars is famously a fairly chaste franchise. There is romance, but nothing in the way of explicitness, and there is sexual servitude, the slave bikini. The first season of Andor was vaguely hinted at sex in the 7th episode with a morning after scene in a dingy motel. This, however, goes far beyond that and has people asking why it was necessary. Speaking with THR, Gilroy says it was required to tell an accurate tale of revolution, and shying away from sexual assault didn't feel truthful. Good on him. I get one shot to tell everything I know or can discover that I've learned about revolution, about battles, with as many incidents and as many colors as I can get in there without having the story tip over. I mean, let's be honest, man. The history of civilization, there's a huge article component of that, and it's, there you go, you see the word. All of us who are here, we are all the product of it. I mean, armies and power throughout history have committed it. So not to touch on it in any way, it was just organic and it felt right coming out as a power trip for this guy. I was really trying to make it a path for Bix that would ultimately lead to clarity, but a difficult path to get to clarity. Gilroy adds that he received no pushback on the scene from the studio. No one ever said anything about it. But I mean, we have our limits of what we can do. We're very aware of what we can do sexually and violence-wise. Those limits are made very clear. Fan reaction have been fairly divided over the sequence. Some abhorring its inclusion in the franchise, others saying it reflects the real world, and the comments the producing and writing commends the producing and writing team for not shying away from this topic. Well, that's clearly in the band that we're in. I understand people going, well, wait a minute, I've never seen anything like this before in my Star Wars before, and I'm not used to it. I understand that. I get it. But like I said, and like his comments said, this is the world that they're in. Like, you ain't seen, as far as this type of stuff, yeah, they don't keep going with this. It was said what needed to happen, and they did it. But this show doesn't slow down as far as, making you almost want to shy away. That's what this show is. And Steph, what I was going to tell you, and you'll get excited by this, the first 3 episodes, arc 1, my least favorite out of all of them.
Oh my gosh.
Least by easily.
That's not building the hype. Come on, man. Jesus, this sucks. Not gonna wait for it.
I'm telling you, I would tell you that the third arc's probably my favorite, and 4 and 2 are tied.
We're getting K2SO, aren't we?
Yeah, they say in season 2. I love the way that they address this, that this is what they know what this show is. Tony Gilroy knows exactly what he set out to do, which is tell the story of the spark that set off in a rebellion and what an oppressed people will do under the thumb of an empire. And Bix is the perfect character for that, because she's been tortured physically, she's been displaced, she's been undocumented, she is just pushed to her very edge, and the only way, she either has to just give up and surrender, or she becomes powerful and becomes more a part of the rebellion, which is what I hope that she is.
Now, do you guys remember, because we were at Celebration 3 years ago, and were they getting ready to film season 2 at the time? What is the time frame of when they were filming this? Do you guys remember?
Well, no, they had a bunch of different. Remember, they had that problem because of the strikes and stuff. They started
after the strikes.
They started filming around the strikes, and it was right around the strike.
Okay,
because it was, what was first? First was the writer's strike, obviously, and then they were like, oh, we started to shoot. There was that whole thing, and they were worried about it, so they had to go back and do everything. Yeah.
Okay.
Like frozen.
I'm frozen. I got a big point I want to say, but damn it.
Okay. Well, I'd like to go for it. But I'm just saying, Steph, like, it builds and it builds and it builds, this whole show, and how you continue to get more. Like, they do this, and you don't shy away from this, because it just felt good to watch a Star Wars, to me, that I think treats the audience with respect. Like, it really does. Like, you're watching it and you're going, oh, they're not like dumbing this down and just making it to where it's like, well, it's not. And here's the other side. I got you one back, Film Animator. This isn't just for kids. It's for everybody. It's for everybody, and you can make it.
You can't say it's for Star Wars just for kids, because it's not all for kids. It's not.
It started maybe as a kids thing too, but those kids grew up and still loved it. Every damn filmmaker you see starts and goes, Star Wars changed my life and made me want to do this. It's not. You should absolutely make content like Skeleton Crew and other things and Rebels. You should make that for kids for sure, and everybody can enjoy it. But the point is, you can also make stuff like this that kids shouldn't watch.
I think it's because a lot of people have issues where, Star Wars, where it's just for kids. They don't do stuff like Seth, you just said. There's a whole season right now. That's why I was trying to find the writing when it started, because they're field workers and they're coming to see their papers. Like, there's nothing more topical than that. But a lot of people are like, no, this isn't right, because in my real life, I think that's good. But in my fun Star Wars, I don't want to be one of the bad guys. That's what they see.
What they're doing with Daredevil. They went Daredevil. They went to and they went to an R-rated Daredevil. And by the way, Cal, I'm giving him a thumbs up. No one's picking on anybody. So the point is that when you look at Daredevil and you look at rated R, what it does, it just doesn't. It has a guy's. Well, there's people who are getting brutal in the Netflix series, smashing your head into a car. It just shows you how people are like, well, you know what? In Daredevil, it's okay to see people's heads getting blown up and things like that. But God forbid there's a sexual silent woman that she fights back and she says the word. No, it's not Star Wars. It's like you can have a Star Wars for mature audiences. It's okay. It's
a
new.
perfect analogy.
It's a change.
So the Daredevil bashing heads in, that's Daredevil. But also him hooking up a She-Hulk over in San Francisco, that's Daredevil too. They're both the same thing in the same world. It just sets the tone. The She-Hulk show is different. So he fit in that world. It's tone. It's all about tone. It's all about Star Wars, though.
Yes, good stuff.
Right. I agree with you guys completely, and both of your points. It's interesting that people are just deciding that it's not for Star Wars and it's not for this show, but it's so fascinating what all of us do in terms of accepting things or not. Like, we've seen Darth Vader choke people out. We've seen that the Empire will blow up an entire planet at will. What do you think happens? But it's like, but if we saw the body burning, that's too much. But seeing it from afar is okay.
In episode 4, there was literally a skeleton burning.
Steph,
right.
I saw someone say
this is not okay.
They were talking about, Anakin choking kids, and someone literally goes, "But did we see it? Did it happen? Did it happen? We didn't see it." We were just like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
But going away from that in general, this show, like it's and for people, again, I can see the first 3. I really can see. I disagree with it, but I understand where someone can say, "Oh, it's a little slow for me. Oh, it's a little boring." Okay, fine. The ending, you can't. The ending of that episode is just phenomenal. When everything happens, they lose their buddy from the first season, which sucks.
Yeah.
Right. Oh,
yeah. To show you how great Andor is. They escape to get off the dam, but I'm telling you,
they
moves moving forward.
Talked about. Just another thing that's sad. They left Pissbot behind.
They did leave Pissbot behind.
Pissbot got left behind.
Yeah.
Oh my God!
He just wanted Andor to come back. He just wanted his buddy.
I know.
He left Pissbot.
I know they left Pissbot.
Wait, no.
And
He's gonna come back and get him.
Okay, we'll see. We'll have to see. But nonetheless, Andor is already causing discussion, and I can tell you guys before anything else, this is just as long as Mike's not working, this will be the kind of conversation we're going to have every week about Andor, because I'm telling you, there is going to be an episode that, and I'm not telling you when, there's going to be an episode that will be the first water cooler episode, I think, for Andor in general. It's going to be an episode everyone's going to be, even you people out there are going, "This is boring. You better keep watching it," because I guarantee you're going to come back. "Oh, I'm sorry, that one was all right," because it is the best Andor episode ever. It's the best. It's the best Star Wars episode of TV ever. I'll go that high. It is the best Star Wars episode in television ever. I'm not telling you when it is, but it's coming. Either way, what do you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it? Why? Have the debate in the comments. Have the debate in the Clips channel, because this will be on the Clips channel. So put your thoughts in there. Let's get to it. All right. I want to, before we move on, I got to tell you guys about something really good.
Mustard?
No, not mustard. But I will tell you about Stitch Fix. I've told you about Stitch Fix, and then we'll be back after the break. All right, let's talk about Stitch Fix. I know shopping's hard. I know it is. I found a much better way to do it, though. Stitch Fix, online personal styling, and makes it so easy. I'm not a shopping person. It doesn't matter. Even if I can figure out my size, stores never seem to really have what I need in stock. And I'm not a crowds person. I'm not a lines person. I don't have the time for it. Stitch Fix, it gets you a stylist who understands your style, understands the size, gets the budget. They do all the shopping for you. So I just give my stylist the one that I have right now. I give them the size, I give them the style, I give them the budget preferences. I order boxes when I want, how I want, no subscription required. And he just sends me for pieces, pluses, outfit recommendations, styling tips. It's awesome. I keep what works and then I send back the rest. It's very easy. There's no stores, there's no crowds, there's no stress. Just personalized looks that you're going to love. Stitch Fix makes it all so easy. And it looks like you know what you're doing, too. If you're walking around, you go, "Hey, look at you. You're in style." I said, "I know, right?" And then I give Stitch Fix some props. Anyway, make style easy. Get started today at stitchfix.com/KHS. One more time, stitchfix.com/KHS. Thank you to Stitch Fix. Excited to have Stitch Fix back. I have really good news. The PLD gave me earlier today. I didn't think it was going to happen, but it did, and not yet. But Steph, guess what? I got an email today because of the support of the audience. Trade Coffee's coming back.
Oh, really? Great.
Yeah, they're coming back. They're coming back for 3 spots. So what I said was, when they're back, we're gonna go at it, and we're gonna make them go, oh wow. So for everybody out there who got they're not here yet, but eventually they will be. So we'll let you know. All right. Sorry, I just want to make that noise. Okay, so let's get into the next topic, and then we'll get to the questions, because right now, guys, you're at 16. In order to beat Roxy, you got to get over 82. So hopefully a lot of those questions will come in. We will get to this topic, and then we'll get to the questions. I know there's some other topics that we had, but I think that last conversation was pretty damn good. So we went a little longer. But check this shit out. Netflix boss, theatrical experience is an outmoded idea, says Ted Sarandos. He says, well, never mind. He didn't say shit yet. I haven't got to that part. Ted Sarandos has long been a vocal critic of traditional cinema regarding how it relates to his company's business. Back in April 2023, as the box office was coming back to life post-pandemic, Sarandos effectively doubled down on Netflix's straight-to-streaming film release strategy, which bypasses theatrical entirely outside of awards qualifying runs. During a quarterly earnings broadcast at the time, he said that driving folks to a theater is just not our business. We create the demand and we collect that demand on our subscription service with our members. Appearing at the Time 100 Summit this week, he describes the streaming giant as a very consumer-focused company. We deliver the program to you in a way you want to watch it. It's then he got into the theatrical experience and was asked about declining overall box office, responding to that. He says it's just an indicator of what consumers want. What is the consumer trying to tell us? That they'd like to watch movies at home. While he personally loves theaters, he says much of the audience has moved on from the theatrical experience, saying, I believe it is an outmoded idea for most people, not for everybody. Asked if Netflix has destroyed Hollywood, he responded, no, we're saving Hollywood. Baller comment, I'll tell you that. This is, whether you agree with him or not. Baller
he got some balls. He got some fucking balls, that guy.
Baller comment. So let's start here. It's hard for me to say here, because I think there's going to be some stuff that I say that people will agree with and disagree with at the same time, where I get where he's coming from. I understand what he's saying. I don't agree with a lot of the stuff that he's saying, but I get where he's coming from. And I will tell you that a lot of people have moved away from theatrical experience. Are you guys watching The Studio?
I just started it because I wanted to finish The Pit. That first episode, dude, the fact that they're making a Kool-Aid movie, and then just 2 days ago they announced a Toys R Us movie, I'm like,
it's great.
And Cranston was it Robert Evans? Like an Robert Evans cut.
He's
oh
so good.
God.
Yeah.
Dying.
But Steph, are you all caught up?
I think so.
Did you see the episode where he went to the thing with his doctor girlfriend? He went to the Rebecca Hall.
Oh yeah.
So there's that there's one line where they're talking about, because all these doctors are like showing how important their lives are, and basically he's talking about a diarrhea movie on a phone call and all this stuff that happens, and then he's talking about all the things that he does, and they're like, yeah, we don't go to the movies, we have a really big TV at home and we just stream. And he's like, I hope we can get you back. And that was just so indicative of what's going on right now. It's so true. There's so many people who do not go to, I can't even tell you. My friend who I used to go to the movies all the time is like, he goes, I took him to see Deadpool and Wolverine with me when I saw the screening. He goes, yeah, it's the first time I've been in a movie theater in a year and a half. Like, people, we're the people that we're talking to, me, you, everybody here, the circle that we hung out with in LA and all that, you're never going to hear that. But most people, a lot of it is not the same thing that happens, because there's so much shit to watch now.
I was talking about this a little bit online, and
You're online now.
you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Twitter and stuff.
Yeah.
And you need to understand it, like, because we were talking about it, and it seems like the reaction is great, and they did this kind of fan screening to get buzz because the sales weren't good. But I think to a lot of people outside of film Twitter, that's I like some of the characters. I'll wait for Disney Plus. Like
Right.
they've trained audiences to wait for their streaming, these big movies, even Netflix, which is making movies for streaming. Disney, and they've really trained their own audiences to go, that's not a must-see in theaters. I'll catch it in a month, 2 months on this $160 I spend a year on streaming. It is what it is, man.
It is. And Steph, what do you make of Saranos' comments, though? Harsh reality?
Maybe it's interesting because they'll have to find a way to level it all out money wise. I guess the thing that the movie theaters have right now most is with the bigger movies, they have the exclusivity of the few weeks. And I do think it matters for some movies. Sinners is one of those where people just want to go and so they can talk about it with people and they don't want to be behind talking about it. That's hard to draw in that audience. But yeah, I think there's some harsh reality that we're already facing with that. And there's a lot of movies going straight to streaming that are really great and make it really nice for when you don't want to go to the theater. But it is I don't know if there'll be no theaters, maybe less, but I think there'll always need to have some.
And it's more so of an experience to where you've got to feel like you're getting bang for your buck, right? So if you're like, okay, and this is why the Avengers movies and these big budget movies do really well, and there's certain times, like that's why budgets, we were talking about it, and why they're so important in general. Because like here's a comment. Look at this comment. So this comment here, Kenny King says Netflix is expensive as fuck too, though. However, yeah, it's expensive, but you're getting so much material as opposed to one thing. So if you're spending, let's say, what is it? How much is Netflix now? Like $18 a month, $25 a month? What is it?
I like the highest tier. Yeah.
Let's say it's $19 a month. Okay. So $19 a month. If you wanted to, you could watch it every day and watch 5 movies or 4 movies a day if you wanted to. A day. If you wanted to. You could do that, and you would already, if you spent $18 at the movies, you'd barely get a ticket, and you would get, maybe a drink, maybe if you're lucky, depending on the theater you went to, or even if you have the pass, the AMC pass or whatever it is too, you still wind up spending money on snacks and all that stuff too. So a streaming service in the long run for entertainment size, if you pick the one that you like, you're getting way more in general, and depending on your system and the kind of screen that you have and everything else too. So it's not expensive as compared to a movie theater. The movie theater is just so expensive now, it's hard for people to want to go, and when they have so many options.
I get it. Sure do. What? Now what?
You look good, man.
Oh, Jesus
I'm like
Christ.
someone jumping on you. Yeah. You're just sitting there waiting for it. You're just waiting. Look at me. Yeah.
I don't see you. Where are you, big balls?
I'm right here, brother.
Where?
Right, yeah. Look down. Look down. There's surprise. You win. I'll give you one of these too. Hey, look down. Look down. No, down. Down, man. Yeah.
Oh
there's your
no. No.
Yeah, that's right, Steph. You like that shit? Me too. I'm just kidding. Let's shake hands. Yeah, shake my hand. Shake my hand. Shake my hand. Oh, there's my balls. There's my balls.
Perfect. Anyway.
Oh, is it perfect? Perfect. You numbnuts.
Well, what's your theater experience like? What do you think? Do you think that Sarandos had a point? Put your thoughts in there. We got to know. All right. We're going to get to these questions. Time to get to questions. We got things we got to do. And we got a good amount right now. 21. Ken, Mike, and Steph reteam, do it again, and beat Roxy. We're going to find out. 82 is what we're working with here. They have 21 at the moment. So put your comments in there. Put your thoughts. The way it works is you guys put the questions in. We will answer them until either the 2 hour. Well, until the last one is there. But if we don't get them all, if we don't get enough, then we'll just say, hey, guys, we'll see you back here tomorrow. Totally good. All right, let's get into these questions. Luke, let me know if I miss anything. Starting here with Bruce Crawford. I rewatched your Sith Council Star Wars film reviews and Andor Season 1 reviews. You guys are hilarious together and my favorite people to listen to. Thank you, Bruce. I still wear my Sith Council shirt. Much love and may the force be with you. I'm glad, man. I'm happy. And like, look, this is the reason why when we even said that we weren't going to be necessarily doing Star Wars show every week, I give credit to Roka. I don't know how Roka still does his Star Wars show. It's like, it's like, what do you talk about? But when you have a show like this, like Andor, it's like, okay, we're going to talk about it all day long. And like, even when Acolyte was out, we talked about it every week. Not so much with Skeleton Crew. I said, did you go back and watch that, Mike?
Skeleton Crew? I haven't watched it. No.
Steph, you like
not?
I liked it.
Yeah, everybody that saw it liked it. Apparently, but just unfortunately, not too many people saw it.
But thank you, Bruce.
Yes, thank you, Bruce. That was awesome. JTR became a YouTube member. I'm glad to hear it because right now, yesterday we put the Thor non-edited watch along up on membership, so you guys got that with both members and patrons got it. And then today, Captain America: Civil War will go up non-edited on both Patreon and members. So Luke's actually going to be sending me a headshot for that soon because he's like, "Well, where's the headshot? I don't have one, so we're going to just fake it." So we'll have to figure out where I can find the headshots for that membership one. I'll find it soon. Because we had a really good interview with scheduled with Matt Serra right after this. We're having Gavin O'Connor on.
Oh, nice.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, for the accountant too. All right. Chris Costin, I just watched the first 3 episodes of Andor season 2. I was not prepared for how mature season 2 is compared to season 1. I feel so bad for Beck. She's gone through so much hell. Same with Mon Mothma too. R.I.P. Brasso. Yeah, I mean, it is. I'm telling you, like these characters, they all go through shit this season. They all go through it, and you're with them, and it's like, yeah, it's just there's one episode that's just written. They're all written really well, but there's one that the writing. This episode should be nominated for an Emmy for the writing. It really should. There's an episode that comes out, not this one, Mike. There's one that comes out, and down this one's good too. But there's one that comes on down the line that the writing is so like clear of how good it is. You're like, oh, yeah, it's structured in general. It's pretty great. So, you agree?
I agree. Like, so I'm trying to think. Did Gilroy write all 12, or does he have?
I think he wrote a lot of them. Because he didn't direct. There's 4 different directors. That directors did all.
He didn't direct any, did he?
He didn't direct any of them.
So it's all his writing then. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Mike Joyce. Niamos. What a banger. What's that mean?
I think that's the song that they're dancing to.
Oh, is
Niamos? I think it's the song. Yeah.
Makes sense.
My Mothman is losing her mind too.
Okay.
So good. Julius Wyatt. Not gonna lie, the first 2 Andor episodes had me a little nervous. They weren't bad, but I wasn't hooked. Episode 3.
That's how I was, Julius. I was like,
Julius,
what is going on here?
I was the same. I was locked in to everyone's storyline except Andor's, and I said that's not great that's the case. And then when it all kind of ties together, and you're like, oh, now that he's off of Yavin and he's back and doing what he's doing. Like
I remember when they announced that whole because what did we say about season 1? It was like a hook, jab, uppercut,
jab, hook, uppercut.
Yeah. And I was just like, man, I'm going to miss that. I like that buildup. But now I was like, oh, I think they saw it. Like, no, we got to do 3 at a time.
It's exactly what they did. And it's
smart.
It really is. It's essentially like you're getting 4 movies. And so yesterday's movie was, like good start, okay, middle, fantastic end. That's the last time you hear okay on anything.
Okay.
Yeah. Steph, I cannot wait for you to watch.
I'm so excited.
Cannot wait. Aaron, the creative. Star Wars is the Dallas Cowboys of the film industry, so I'm not surprised up and combining talent doesn't want to be a part of it. Yeah, it's like you've got to get on. It's like one of the. It's very much so like a sports team. You've got to get back on. Once you're back on top, everybody's going to be part of it. You just got to get in a movie that people are going to be excited about.
Yeah.
He looks very. Look at him. He's just looking. Oh, damn it!
Shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Missed it. It looks like you're very pensive, looking out into the world.
I'm just listening to you. I was thinking, like,
Retro Rebels, Christian. Who wins in a bar fight? Martin Riggs or John McClane? Ooh, hi, Steph. Who's your favorite action star, Stallone or Schwarzenegger? Hey, buddy boy, which movie you taking on a road trip? 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink? Well, I'll get the road trip, 16 Candles. Never seen Pretty in Pink. Hey, let's see, Stallone or Schwarzenegger. I that's a hard one for me, but
Schwarzenegger.
yeah, I'll probably have to agree with you. I mean,
Come on.
as much as
Come on.
the Rocky is just too much personality, dear.
I think Stallone for me.
I'm not going to argue with that.
You're right.
Can't argue with it. And this might be controversial. I think Riggs kills McClane pretty quick.
Riggs destroys him. He's a former Delta operator, like
an angry
a ranger
Riggs,
or a SEAL or something.
And angry Riggs takes out McClane pretty easy, I think.
He's gonna Mr. Joshua the hell out of him.
Hey, buddy, you want a shot at the title? Oh, I believe I will take a title shot right on.
Man, that's finally coming out to 4K, like within the next month or two. I cannot wait to own
one of the best movies ever. Ryan, Andor is a diamond sitting on top of a dunghill. That's fair. Well,
for Andor to be this good coming off of dropping the same week of The Last of Us is really it to me. It's like they're both. I don't even know what to say about The Last of Us right now. I'm not ready, but I will say I'm like so happy Andor meets the mark.
Oh yes, it does.
Hey, Harloff, do you know why did they drop all 12 episodes for certain people?
I think that they want. I think everybody who got the screeners got all 12. I think people
so it's just anyone that got screeners.
It actually said when they sent it to you, and when there's an embargo on it, but they said when you review it in reaction, we'd like you to review or react to it the whole season of what you thought, because it plays like a big ass movie. The whole thing plays like a big ass movie. That's why.
And they probably know they're a smaller audience because like Andor, and it's a story before Rogue One, that it's probably helpful to start getting word of mouth by the end of the season.
Especially because the other reason is if they release the first 3 episode reviews, you would have gotten, I think, similar. It starts off a little slower. It's in the middle is okay. The second episode, and then it takes off by the third. I'm excited to see where this series goes. But they released the whole thing, and what do you hear? How wonderful and great it is. They know what they had.
Best thing of all time.
They know what they had. They know they wanted you to review it as a full thing, because I didn't review any. I was gonna at one point. I was just gonna do like immediate reactions to the first 3. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna do a whole reaction to the whole season, and I'm glad that I did, because I got to a point where I would have stayed here. I just had to get home because I would be home to my family, but I would have stayed here until 4 a.m. watching this shit. I was like so locked in. GoPal, that DJ droid is 100% an off-duty interrogation droid. Which one?
Oh God Almighty, this fucking internet. The floating globe at the party.
Oh right.
It was like it looked like a chandelier.
Oh right.
The gift was a gift, but it was like, yeah, I would. That's a good call. That thing looked like one of those interrogation.
Yeah, he's definitely a narc.
ZB, y'all read Catalyst novel? A lot of echoes in Andor. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that was pretty reminded me of Catalyst. Catalyst is a great novel. It's one of the last novels that in the canon stuff that I read, because it was one of the ones that got me bummed. Because it's James Luceno, and it's such a great novel, and it gives you a backstory on Urso and Krennic and all this stuff. And I was wondering how they were going to play it into the movie, because back then, when they were still selling the idea of everything that happens in the comics and everything to it all going to sync up and everybody's on the same page. And I was buying into the bullshit back then. So like when I went in there, I'm like, oh, okay, how's this going to play in? It doesn't really, if you know it, but it doesn't really tie in at all. And it's a shame. Okay, let's see. Next one. Thank you, ZB. By the way, right now, guys, you guys are at 29. 29,
okay.
approaching 30. We can see with about 45 minutes left to go. Still the Roxy on top, but that could change. We shall see. Okay, next one. This is from Mark Long. Krennic seems like such a chill guy. Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to be in a room with that guy. Yeah, he's. I'm so glad.
Yeah, right.
So glad to see him back.
Like he's doing like a sculpture modeling.
It's like I almost don't want him to fix his internet.
I know.
Yeah, it's so bad.
Was Krennic? That's what I was trying to think. Was he in season 1?
No.
Okay, he wasn't. I didn't think so. Okay,
no, it was not. Handsome Ransom, justice for Steph's nails. What happened to your nails, Steph?
Thank you. No, that's just an ongoing thing.
Oh, okay.
Ongoing thing with my nails from when they do break. It's a long story.
Peter Kalenko.
But thank you.
Thank you. Krennic scene reminded me of HBO movie Conspiracy. Also, though the budget per episode was expensive, worth every penny. Yes, set design. Yes, locations. Yes, effects. Yes, costumes. Yes, 1,000 out of 10. The cat's meow. It's absolutely. That's the thing. If you're like, I don't want to shit on the Acolyte again. Everybody's been doing that already. But where did that $230 million go? Where did that go? Right? A lot of it looked fake as piss. This, I don't know how much it costs, but every dollar they're using right. So
Right. Even Andor is jacking the Imperial ship. It looked so cool on the inside. I really felt like I was in there. And then Harry was like, "Oh, they're gonna make a VR game of this because it looked so fun."
God, I hope this season really takes off. I really do. And that's the other thing. It's just there's going to be so many moments people are talking about, but I really hope that it takes off. Shawn, what's up, buddy? Hey, everyone. Great to see you as always. Really enjoying Andor. It's so gritty. Yep. Mike, halfway through the pit with my wife. That's amazing television.
Dude, it is phenomenal. The pit.
Yeah, Roxy,
dude, Shawn, you're not even. There's something that happens like in, I think it's 15 episodes. I think in like episode 10, you're gonna blow your mind.
15 episodes.
Awesome.
What? Mike Joyce. I don't understand that George wouldn't like this complaint. He sold Star Wars to Disney. Why does his opinion on Star Wars matter now? His opinion should count. I mean, George Lucas, and I always say this too, not the best dialogue written guy. That has been documented since the Harrison Ford days in episode 4. You can write the shit, you can't say it. But one of, if not the best storyteller of all time. So why wouldn't you want to get his opinion on it? But what I hear he's a big fan of Andor. So the person in the comment section saying George wouldn't like this, you're wrong.
False.
Yeah, I feel also though there's something evolutionarily not right from the 70s to now that people expect the same storytelling from the 70s to now. There are the same strokes of politics, of regimes, of rebellions, but they're evolved to the way that we interpret and understand news and politics and history. It's not going to stay the exact same. But it does keep the heart of it. It should, in the same, like, that's why it matters that you get some of his opinion, but that's why I don't get why people think he wouldn't like this.
It's everything that he did in Star Wars is what Tony Gilroy is doing. The parallels to certain things, regimes, as you said, Steph, fascism, all these different things, the empire, what it is, this is what he was doing. The only difference is he made it. This is not a space kind of opera the way that George was doing, a kind of homage to Flash Gordon, Buck Rogers, and all that. This is not that. It's not like there's elements of the space adventure. I mean, not elements, just the space adventure for sure. But it's a dark, mature version of Star Wars. But it's all the same themes that George was playing with. Corey M. Cassian and the Rebels were the least interesting storyline for the first two. I agree. But I think it showed a good juxtaposition between the rebellion and the Empire where they're at. Cool, they were on Yavin the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point.
Great point. And I agree with you. I'm telling you, though, Corey, Mike, everybody who said the same thing that I said after watching two. Once that's Cassian and the Rebels, once that's over after 2, now you'll be locked into everything that he's doing. There's nothing that he's doing now that you won't be like.
Yeah, that's what it seemed like.
Yeah, that was the only part. The only part where I felt like it was those other shows. Like I felt like and I hate to say this too, but when all those Rebels and stuff were in there, like, and they were having that goofy back and forth and all that, Mike, I said,
the yell off.
I was like, was this a Filoni? No, it was the first thing I thought of.
When they were doing that like rock, paper, scissor bullshit, I was just like,
it felt like
what are we doing here?
It felt like a Filoni show. It felt like one of those shows of the things that they've been doing. And I'm like, oh no, are we getting into, is this what's going to happen? And then it never happens again.
Speaking of Filoni, what did you think? Did it come out of Star Wars Celebration where he's writing all of Ahsoka too? And he's like, I just wanted Ahsoka riding a wolf. And it's just like,
Well, the Ahsoka Riding Wolf is part of the animated thing, but yeah, it's like he wrote the first season too and doesn't have any help with it, and that's the problem. He's same thing with him. He's a good storyteller. He is not a good screenwriter. He's just not. He's not a good screenwriter. He's a good
I
storyteller.
think it's a lot of times it goes to the point of where people every time something like they do it a lot with Batman, like get the animated series writers to write the movie. It's like it's different. You writing a
Different.
like his. It's different. Writing for animation is completely different. Writing for the screen, it's like
it's way different. It's way different. And he, like I said, he similar to what we were talking about with George. He's a very good storyteller. Filoni. He's a good storyteller. He's got good moments, and he understands the lore of Star Wars. And like that part of it, yeah. But to be so like no one else is writing this except me. It's a mistake. It's a big mistake because the first season of Ahsoka was a not well written show at all. Actually, poorly written.
I don't remember a lot of it.
Yeah. Googly Yoogly Yoogle. Is pineapple pizza real pizza? I respect that some people like pineapple, but I'm angry. The only well-made pizza around it has pineapple on it. So take that.
That's the only one.
I guess
You can't just say just don't put the pineapple on it.
no. Take the if they give it to you and they don't allow you to take it off. What you do is you wear cleats and you stand in the middle of that restaurant and you kick it right into the trash, or you kick it into the roof, and then they kick you out. You go, why'd you do that? And say you didn't take the pineapple off this pizza because you're a savage.
I love pineapple on pizza.
Get out of here, Steph. Get out of here.
What is the problem?
It's not. It's stupid.
It's not like a Reese cup where it's like two great tastes that go great together. It's bullshit.
There's no business.
No.
No, stop this.
No, it works. It works.
No, it doesn't.
You guys are East Coasters. You're too strict.
No,
Steph, you're one of those people, Steph, that takes in a movie theater your bag of popcorn and dumps like M&Ms in it, aren't you?
Yeah. Do you know what you're doing?
No, I don't eat popcorn because it's loud and annoying.
Do you know what you're doing right now, Steph, that I don't like?
What?
You're making Mike and I get along and agree on something against the common enemy.
Hey, I just watched Miracle. I'm okay with being that head coach right now.
Gavin O'Connor.
Was it Herb Ritz?
Herb.
Yeah, Kevin.
Gee.
That's another Gavin O'Connor movie. Nathan Stowe, support. Thank you, Nathan. That brings us to 37 so far. That's pretty good. Bobby Jackson. Watching Andor really makes me wish Tony Gilroy would produce an adaptation of Lost Stars. Same. I actually want to see him. I don't disagree. I wouldn't complain about that at all. But especially in that time period. But I'd actually like to see him adapt the Plagueis novel into a movie. I think it would please Andor and Pew Pew fans, which I also agree. That's the one thing I'd like to see, a Jedi story, like this, a mature kind of well-written show. I'd like to see. Imagine if Obi-Wan and Ahsoka and Boba Fett, if they were well written. Imagine that. Like if it was well written and like 45, 50-minute shows, people wouldn't have been complaining about it. Like with the production, those are the properties that you talk about dropping the ball. You could have done you don't have to make it as dark as this, but a well-written 45, 50-minute show. That's how you do it. Stop with these 30 minutes pew nonsense. Monster.
I think about this. Oh God almighty, this internet today. I fucking hate my life.
I love that you can see it too.
Looks like he's
oh no. No.
No. I'm thinking back, like I'm thinking about Andor, and then I think back to, was it Obi-Wan where he's driving in the car and he gets stuck at the stop in the gate, and like you could have gone around the gate, but they got a gate in the middle of like a road, and the guy pops up and he's like, what do you got back there with that like alien in his mouth? I was like, what do you got back there? Like, oh God.
I will say, oh wait. No, I almost said something I wasn't supposed to say. Never mind. Alan Smith.
Don't spoil anything.
I know, that's right. I just realized. But I do remember one of our favorite moments on Sith Council is, what is she proposing? Alan Smithy.
What is she proposing?
First Netflix killed video stores. I worked at 4 different video stores. Now they're coming to kill movie theaters. I now work on theatrical exhibition. Why is Netflix trying to kill my career? You gotta write a letter.
So wrong.
You gotta write a letter.
That's wrong, Alan.
For Alan. Chris Granier. I saw Interstellar for the first time with my wife, and I guessed the plot in the first 15 minutes, but still enjoy the film. Have you ever done something similar? Yes, because after watching this, after seeing movies the way, especially when I was watching movies with Ellis, Ellis and I would go see like 4 or 5 movies a week. that you just start to see a lot of the same formulas that we just started picking out. Well, that's going to happen. Yeah, that'll happen. Oh, that's definitely going to happen. And then it did. So not fun, but it just happened. What's wrong, Mike? You want to get a little closer to
I'm
the
trying to fix something. Just shut your mouth.
All
Just
right.
don't pay attention to me.
How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing so great.
No. What do you think? What do you think of? Has that ever happened to you? You're doing so
Oh,
great.
yes. Yeah, it happens if I'm not in the right. If I'm not even, if Interstellar is like that, there's a few Nolan films I feel like Inception is the same, where I'm like, okay, I love this, but I don't know what's going on yet.
Yeah.
I think that's totally normal.
Mike, how about you?
Yeah. I'm trying to think if I've seen a movie where I knew what was going on. Not really.
Okay.
For fuck's sake. Fuck you.
Wait, turn the Wi-Fi off on your phone.
Okay. No, I'm not on my phone, but I see what you're saying stuff. I will.
You're saying it's going to help.
Yeah.
I see. Okay.
Maybe.
Yeah. Good point. Yeah. It's right here next to my computer. So
All
maybe
right,
I'll do that.
Let's see if that helps.
Let's see.
Big Al the Tank.
There we
Great
go.
name. One
off.
Way Out and Luthen's monologue were in the same episode. You're telling me there's one better than that coming up? For sure. Loving it so far. Yes. I'm telling you. These are my and I loved episode 3. Loved it. There are quite a few episodes that blow this out of the water. Blow it out of the water.
That's such a good callback. One Way Out and Luthen's monologue. I forgot those were the same episode. So good.
Yep.
I forgot he wears a wig, like to fit in with everybody.
Yeah.
I love that.
I love it. Tyler Pfeiffer. For years, I went to one movie a week with a movie club of 8 people. I'm the only one still consistently going to theaters. It's a bummer. Yeah. It's because
it's so good.
Yeah. Now your internet's starting to fart around. Was your It's So Good coming for the wig? Oh, you're back.
Oh yeah.
Perfect.
Wow.
Was it delayed?
Yeah, now you're on delay. You're about to disappear again, I think.
Oh gosh.
Perfect. All right. So Mike Joyce, who's a celebrity you disliked before it was cool to do so? It's Russell Brand for me. He's always given me a bad vibe. I was never a Joss Whedon guy. I remember when Joss Whedon, when I used to talk about how I always thought he was overrated, people used to get so mad at me, but you can say that all day long now. No one cares.
Oh, that's a good question. Good separate.
Army Hammer.
Oh, you never liked Army Hammer?
Gave me the heebie-jeebies.
Creep from the beginning?
Yeah, something about his eyes.
Good radar stuff.
Something about his eyes, yeah.
I have 2.
No, go ahead.
Seagal, Steven Seagal,
yeah,
and Tom Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore had problems.
He was a dickhead though. You can have problems but not be a dickhead.
I heard he was actually a nice guy.
Yeah.
But he had problems.
So all right, so then I'll stick with Steven Seagal.
Yeah, he's a douche. My favorite thing I ever saw is they showed a couple of videos where.
Oh no, I got a better one.
Go ahead, Mike.
Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan. I
never liked Hogan. Never liked him.
Yeah.
When he was
it was a little too much. Right.
His Tropic Thunder TV show is like a little too much.
I can't say it's not Tropic Thunder. Tropic Thunder is a different movie, but I know what you're saying. It's the
Tropic in Paradise, Thunder in Paradise.
Thunder in Paradise. Yeah. I can't say that. I was a big Hogan guy growing up. Love Hogan.
He was always a piece of shit.
Yeah. Armada. The studio new episode made me pissed off at the doctors are being dicks to Seth while Hal's character told Seth to calm down, but it still was funny. Yeah, I mean, that was kind of the point overall, but the way that whole thing ends, and it was good to see Rebecca Hall. I haven't seen her in a bit.
Yeah, it was. I like her.
Yeah, she's really good. Go, pal. I loved Andor, but one thing stuck in my head. How did an adult person grow up in an Imperial orphanage when the Empire is 14 years old? They're talking about Dedra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, the math might be off a little bit too. Unless she, has always thought about, because remember, yes, 14 years old. At that point, though, was it 14? I guess when she said it was. But still, whether she was working for when it was an orphanage during the rebellion or during the the old republic, whatever it might have been, she probably could have just said, wants to transfer over, because it was always under that rule. But yes, that you could probably nitpick that and get to that. I saw a couple of people complaining about that.
Oh,
My choice.
okay.
It's a shame more people don't go to the theaters. So many movies I want to see are only in theaters for 1 week, and I forget about them when they stream. That's true. That is true. There's
Yeah.
just so much to watch, unless like, oh, here's a perfect example. So I just watched Havoc, which is the Tom Hardy movie that's coming out
Okay.
tomorrow. So what are you taking a nap?
guys.
Taking a nap now? This guy. Hey, Mike, how many fingers I got? Hold up. How am I holding up? Mike, how many fingers am I holding up? And now, yes. Did your volume go out now too?
Oh, and I muted myself. Sorry.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we would have loved to have seen that.
So good. Anyway, so I just saw Havoc, the Tom Hardy movie, right? And it's like
Yeah.
that movie 15
good?
years. I don't know. What am I allowed to say? I enjoyed watching. I'll just say I did a reaction to it. It's going to come out on the weekend. But yeah, it's like it's the guy who did the Gareth
The Raid.
Yeah, Evans, who did The Raid. And it's just that movie, there's no world that movie doesn't come out in the theater 15 years ago, and now it's straight to Netflix, and I think it's going to do significantly better on Netflix than it would have done in the theater, like significantly. Okay.
I need to see that.
Yeah. Support for Steph, Mike, and Mike's dogs.
Thank you.
Guys are around 40 away from tying Roxy at the moment.
Ooh,
40
this
away.
is a rough day today.
Yep. Armada.
Johnson, you need him.
I need that Andor ballroom song. It was people are going.
Namios or Namios or whatever.
People are going to be listening to that song.
Yeah, they probably dropped.
Yeah.
It.
Did all you guys like the Agent Carter TV series? I did. I never watched it. I like Haley Atwell though. I'll tell you that.
I just felt it was one of those things at the time where it was just like the MCU wouldn't acknowledge it. That and Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is kind of like, those don't exist.
Right.
But they kind of do. And it was like you could tell the fighting between, like, I think it was ABC and the.
Well, it's Perlmutter
like,
and Feige at that point still. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never watched it.
Oh, damn it.
You missed it, fucker.
Missed it. All right. Armada. I need Richard to help me unclog my toilet. This White Castle hits crazy. Talk about a moat around a castle. Hey, listen, I don't do that kind of stuff anymore. I gotta be honest with you. White Castle belly bombers. You walk in there, you take a bite and you shit on the floor. About 30 seconds later, but it's still worth it because it's cheap and it's good cheese. Thanks, Richard. Appreciate it. All right. Next one. Spencer Anthony. 2 weeks ago, at the start of the show, Mike was muted as I ordered Taco Bell. Right as Mike was unmuted, the Taco Bell ding went off on my phone. Timing.
Just for you.
Timing. Gopal. I noticed they stuck with the Nazi costume design for the enlisted Imperials, like with the officers. Good attention to detail. I'm telling you, man, this is the most devastating that the Empire has been since the original trilogy, and even more so, to be honest with you. They just have more time to spend there with them. Yeah. So that's
yeah.
It's really
I forgot. I don't know the actor's name, but the guy that plays Dedra's boss. There has never been an actor more fit. Oh, he's never been more fit to be an Imperial officer.
Ever.
Where they puff that hair out.
Oh, so good. And that whole dynamic of what they're doing also with.
Just think of it as a gift.
Yes. And they're keeping it quiet from everybody else, like working with Krennic to figure out like what's going to happen with the mining and all. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah. Aaron, the creative, over or under 35% that Finn is in Star Wars Starfighter. I'll go under. Because of the budget, and they haven't landed anybody else too. They're not going to get Boyega for cheap, so I would say under. What about you? Same.
Yeah, but they would be a good team up.
They're not going to try and tie it to the movies at all.
Well, I will say that they probably will a little bit, at least mention something, because it takes place like what, 5 years after or something like that. Was it 10 years? How many years did they say? They said in the interview that it's like 5 or 10 years after episode 9.
No.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Mr. Nerd Fanatic, my buddy got a 4K copy of Demolition Man. He never saw it before. Such a fun time. And Wesley Snipes and Stallone. What a great combo. 3 seashells. I love it. Have you ever seen that movie, Steph?
I bought that. Yeah. I bought that recently.
Oh man,
you ever saw Demolition Man, Steph?
So
no.
I really need Steph to
come to
gotta move to New York. Gotta move.
Yeah.
All right. Cal, you getting that chair sponsor or what? I already in one of the video, I forget which video it is, but there is a video where I have and I tell everybody about this chair and where to get it. Can't remember which video it was. It was one of the reactions. So go and check it out. But like we did a full on video with this chair. It's pretty great. It's comfortable, very comfortable. I likes it a lot. Dancing Dog 60. Think Back to the Future will ever be remade. I hope
Hopefully not.
remade. I hope never. However,
Yes.
Hopefully there could be a spinoff. In the same way that they did, like Cobra, because Cobra Kai kind of teases it in the finale of Cobra Kai. But I think that there could be a series again. Like look at using Andor as an example. Now, not to the extent of how serious it is, but if you could, it's time travel. Anybody in time could find that damn DeLorean. Anybody could. Now you're not going to have Marty. You're not going to have Doc. Maybe you could, but you could do a spin-off series with the DeLorean if you found good characters. And it's not an easy task because right away you're going to go, no, it shouldn't be touched. It shouldn't be touched. It shouldn't be touched. You said the same thing about Cobra Kai. Shouldn't be touched. No one should do a series about it. You shouldn't do a series. And then they did it right, but it's not easy. Anything.
Yeah, but you had the two leads of Cobra Kai back.
Yeah,
you brought everyone back.
100%. You did it because
what are you gonna do? Bill and Ted go back to the future?
I know. Listen, it would be hard to do, but you could do it if you had characters that found even had old because Christopher Lloyd's still around. You could do it.
Sometimes movies should just be left alone.
I don't disagree with you, but I'm just saying you could do a series if you wanted to. Nerds Engaged for Mike always talking the time to pause and think about his answers. Great show, everyone. That's right. He's just thinking. He's being pensive.
My mom always taught me to think before you speak, so that's what I do.
45 with about 24 minutes left to go. Steph and Mike for the win. I always say fuck the world.
Yeah,
for the win, Mike.
Yeah. Johnny Bravo. I'm with Steph. I like pineapple on pizza. Stop this, Johnny.
I do. It's not every time, but I do.
Boom.
Is it the sweet and salty you like? What is it?
Yes. Yeah. It's that I'm like a flavor blast kind of girl. I want all the sauce.
I like my pineapple and pizza, and I follow it down with a Mountain Dew Arctic Blast.
I don't drink that, but yeah.
Bullshit.
You know what, Steph? I didn't even think I'd ever do this to you, but after that comment,
Should have gone for the head.
mistake. Just use the woman. And then you say, oh, and then, oh, how did that just happen?
No.
Unreal. Unreal.
I just got snapped for not not.
Are you sitting in like a leather bound chair, like
yeah,
a Godfather chair? That's like something in the Godfather's office.
Right. Exactly. Because I'm serious.
Yes. Hell yeah, you are. Go, pal.
Yeah.
One Way Out reminded me of No Way Out. Criminally underrated movie and a great Hackman performance. It is good. That's Kevin Costner, right? Yeah. I forgot he was in it as I watched a year ago. Is that the one? I always forget. Which is the one with Madeline Stowe and Kevin Costner?
I think that's No Way. I think that's No Way Out.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
I think so.
Handsome Ransom. Everybody getting Thanos snapped on the KH show. That's right.
Yep. Damn.
See? Steph went bye-bye for that.
Bye-bye.
Take.
Bye-bye.
All right, Brandon Summers. What's up, Brandon? Where you been? Which movie will be received better? Starfighter or Mando and Grogu? My instincts say Starfighter, but I feel like they need it to be Mando.
Ooh,
it's
that's
a great
good question.
And I agree with him 1,000%. I think
Starfighter will 100% be rated higher, a better reviewed movie.
This Mando and Grogu, I'm excited to see it. It's an episode of the television show. It's no different than what they did with Moana 2. Moana 2, rightfully so. Iger goes, what the hell are you guys doing? You're going to put this on TV? A series? No, rewrite it and put it on, recut it and put it on a damn in the theater. And then almost $1 billion later, right call. Same thing. You guys are going to do another season of this? This last season they didn't love. John, can you have all the scripts done? Yeah, we have all the scripts done. Can you condense it and make it a movie? Yeah. All right, great. Use that budget.
Yeah. So we're paying for Pedro Pascal. We never see his face.
Right.
Make a movie. Take that damn helmet off him.
Right. Do a couple of shots with him.
I love how the one shot they showed at Star Wars Celebration is him without that helmet on.
Yeah, it's a TV show. It's a TV show. So the better people, most people are going to say,
real quick,
it was good. Stop it for a second. most people are going to say that it was pretty much an episode of the television show, but well done, I bet you. Go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
So were you guys surprised at all that aside from Gosling showing up, there was no news to come out of that celebration? They didn't even show a trailer or a clip for Mando and Grogu. Like
they showed it. They showed it. They just didn't release it.
Then no one's talking about it.
Well, that's not true. Otherwise, I wouldn't have known that.
But you tell me. So I was thinking about this. That was happening outside of the Star. If you don't have Star Wars in your handle on Twitter, no one was talking about footage. Oh my God,
that's true.
And that's telling.
It's telling.
You know?
And I think it was a major mistake for them not to release that.
I didn't even see a description of the footage anywhere.
They should have released it. It was basically Sigourney Weaver kind of like telling them, what the mission was, and they have to go out and it looked.
Oh, I thought they showed the behind the scenes picture of her.
No. There's
a scene from the movie.
Yeah, it was a trailer. They showed a trailer, and they
no one's talking about this.
I think it was a Filoni error. I think
even the Star Wars diehards, I don't see them like, oh my God, I can't wait, this and that. Nothing.
Yeah, I think it was a mistake not to put it out there. But that, and then they announced the Darth Maul animated show. They said Taika's movie. Yeah, they said Taika's movie still happening. They said that.
Told you guys.
You did. They said Chinoy's movie is still happening, and they said that what's the other one?
So a lot of fart burger, a lot of nothing.
Yeah, nothing really. But they still, it's more confirmation.
Well, maybe they learned their lesson.
But more than confirmation, the movies are coming. But the official title for Starfighter and a release date. So, but I think that we all agree with Brandon that Starfighter is probably going to be the better movie.
Yeah, it seems like, and because just going off the announcements, I was genuinely excited to hear that announcement and see Ryan Gosling on stage. I feel like that it's a cool beginning, and I hope it really plays out.
Yeah. Jake S. Between Sinners and Godless, can Jack O'Connor finally get more roles? He's fantastic. I hope so. Jack O'Connor is great in Sinners.
Yeah, he is.
It's great.
I haven't seen it yet.
Did you have we talked about the fact that you've seen it before, Steph? Like, I don't think you had not. Had you?
No,
seen
we
it?
didn't get to see. No, because it hadn't come out. Oh yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, I don't want to say too much for Mike and everyone, but yes, it is.
It's my favorite movie of the year so far.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I thought that as soon as it, I feel like halfway through, I was like, okay, I think this is going to be, I feel like this is it for now. This is great.
And even though, look, I loved Severance season 2. Andor is my favorite show of television right now.
Oh, me too.
Yeah. Like I'm curious to see where Last of Us goes, but I really like Severance season 2, but Andor is way better.
I'm with you. I feel like this month has just been unreal for watching stuff right now.
Yeah. Jake S. Between Sinners and I did that one already. Sorry.
Come on now.
Dancing Dog 60. I personally enjoyed the Ghostbusters reboot with the women more than I did with the little kids. Oh, really? I think the little kids just being, I think little kids just belong in Goonies. So I don't agree with that. I actually really I liked Frozen Empire more than most. I did not like the reboot with Melissa McCarthy. It had nothing to do with the fact that the women were women. I had no problem with that. I had a problem with the tone. I like Paul Feig a lot. I didn't like the tone of the movie, and I also think it was a massive mistake to not link it to the original movies, and that's why I really enjoyed the last two, the ones that Reitman and the other dude did for Frozen Empire. I like them, and my kids like them too. So I think it worked out. But did you guys see? Have you seen all the new Ghostbusters?
I haven't seen Frozen Empire.
Okay.
I saw the Paul Feig one. I haven't seen the two recent ones.
Oh, okay. I mean, I
don't mind it. I think it would have been so much better if they just said, "Hey, the original movies existed. This is a different. They're like McDonald's. They're franchises. So here's a group of girls that are Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
But the fact that it's like, no, they're not existing. But
right,
here's those actors. They're going to pop up as cameos, but not the roles.
Right. If they were like, the daughters of the Ghostbusters,
not even that.
Yeah.
So they're like, hey,
is whatever, or got them jobs, former boss, whatever, like connected to the universe.
Just have
because they lied to you.
Dan Aykroyd franchise the name Ghostbusters to different people.
Yeah. So what?
Now what?
Nothing. I'm getting rid of this stupid comment.
What's your comment?
It's just something that's like people. I can't. Like I said, someone who missed the meeting. I'm either like I have takes that are too risky for the show, or I'm too safe. Get the fuck out of here. Gopal. No Way Out is Sean Young and Costner. Right.
Oh.
That's what it was. Okay, I see it. Julius Wyatt. What are you all more excited for? Dune 3 or The Odyssey?
Odyssey.
Yeah, that's for you.
Dune 3 can catch a fart in the wind.
Steph.
Jeez.
Steph.
I'm gonna say Odyssey only because Dune 3 is a new chapter of Dune. You know, it's gonna be it. So I'm curious what it looks like. But
We're
the
not
Odyssey.
finding out-
What?
Can you let her finish her thought? She was in the middle of saying something.
That's why I stopped.
All right. Go ahead.
No, but I'm just so excited for the Odyssey, and we kind of know what is at least a little to be expected. So there's just more to be excited about.
I agree with you. Odyssey to me is, and I just get so pumped when Nolan does a new movie. It's so exciting, and this for what they're doing for the Odyssey and the cast that's in it. Yeah, if there was only 2 theaters and you can only walk into one of them and see one, I would say I would take the Odyssey because
you guys don't want to hear about Spice and the Ben Jesuit and Wailing Witches.
What?
You're a douche.
Why are you being a hater?
Because
how the two of you raved about that movie, and I was bored out of my mind.
Because he's wearing Batman underwear right now.
That's it's a you problem.
Yeah, Dancing Dog 60, best frozen pizza brand, Franchetta. I like Trader Joe's pizza. I'll tell you that. Strangely enough, Trader Joe's cheese pizza is pretty good.
I haven't done frozen pizza in forever.
I haven't either, but I will tell you that
because if I'm gonna do it nowadays, I'm gonna go get
Chris Cranier, did you see the Rock interview with Pat McAfee? He blew up the entire WrestleMania 41 event and was never scheduled to be there. Also, Cross interview was epic. So did they interview? So did Chris? Can you confirm? Did Pat McAfee interview Cross, or you're talking about the one that we discussed? Because I don't know if Cross interviewed Pat interviewed Cross, I'd like to see that, but I think you're talking about the one with Sam. I did see the Rock interview, and I thought it was nonsense. I love the Rock, and I'm usually the one who's defending him against Rock. I think it was complete nonsense. I think that what you did, unfortunately, by doing what you did, is that you undermined your entire team. And I can't remember the rant that I saw. Somebody was talking about this, and I agree. What you say at that point is, I think we might have been able to do that a little better. And after watching how it played out, yeah, I think that we probably could have done that better. But we're picking it up, and we're looking at where we're gonna go. Instead, he said, "No, I would have done it better, and I would have done this." And it's like, dude, you can't do that. What, they didn't want to use your ideas, so you got mad at them and they're gonna blow up their spot on McAfee? That's stupid. It's stupid. And I love The Rock, but that was a bad move. Bad move. Go pal. Google tells me that Madeline Stowe was in a movie in Costner called Revenge. That's what it was. That's for the movie that I'm thinking of, that I've never heard of. Maybe I'll check it out. Yes, it was that's a dark movie, Revenge, but that's the one I was thinking. I always get those two confused. Gopal also says Costner's in the Navy in both. Yes, that's why I confused them, to which he follows that up. Jack O'Connell is in Lady Chatterley with Emma Corrin. I don't know that one. Do you guys know that one?
Lady Chatterley's lover?
I don't know. Sean McCabe throwing some portent. You guys are great. 53 guys, about 30 away with 13 minutes. I don't know. That was okay. So we've hit the end. Hit the end. Now here is what we're going to do. We'll do the same thing. Here comes another one. Julius Wyatt. Why does Mike hate Dune? Because he's a moron. They're really good movies. Look at him. He's frozen in time because he knows he's
because they bore me. They bore me. They're boring.
No, they're not. They're great.
It's pretentious sci-fi boring.
No, it's not.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's a moron. See, now we're back on the same page, Steph. I'll let you have pineapple on pizza as long as
Thank you.
Dribble. Okay, listen, here's what we have to do. We're gonna say goodbye, but Steph has done this many times over when we're about to sign off, and the next thing you know, she wins. So, Steph, where can the people find you?
I do want to let the record show that even though I like pineapple on pizza, if I was in a group setting, I would never be like, let's do pineapple on pizza. I would be I like the other flavors too.
Steph,
yeah.
It's too late.
Oh gosh. Okay. Well, at Steph Sabra. And if you like pineapple, hell yeah.
I like pineapple, just not on pizza. Mike, what about you?
Oh, at Mike Kalinowski, same as always, buddy boy.
All right. Well,
I hate pineapple on pizza. I'm not gonna eat it.
Good for you. All right, we got another one here. Dancing Dog 60. Back to the Future is a musical on Broadway, though. It is, but it's just a retelling of the movie, isn't it?
Yeah, and that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine. All right, that's it. Well, thank you guys for being here. Well, as I said, this is the Steph magic. The Steph magic. Jeff Howerton, it is good. Ellie found all that weed. She needed to pay for all her therapy sessions.
Could not agree more. It was one of the first things I thought of. Like, thank God, because there's nothing else right now.
No. Did you play the game, Steph?
No.
Okay, so you didn't know what was coming.
No, yeah, not to yell at you, but yeah, I'm not ready to talk.
Really? You're still reeling. I understand. Dancing Dog wants to rally for Steph, not Mike, just Steph. I understand that. Go, pal.
Yes.
Derek Johnson rallies for me. My boy Derek Johnson rallies for me.
Knapsack is a Hawaiian pizza guy too, which I don't understand because sometimes he plays like he's East Coast guy, which he's not. He's a Pismo Beach guy, so I guess that counts as far as being a pineapple and pizza guy. Jared Guffey, thoughts on Predator Badlands trailer? Okay, that's thank you. I saw the trailer and I thought, look, I like Dan Trachtenberg a lot. I think that he really gets Predator. This is kind of going back to that Back to the Future conversation. If you have the right person who does, like, everyone's like, who needs to see more Predator movies? Prey, I thought, was great. It worked really well. I didn't love the look of the young Predator. He just kind of he doesn't really look like a Predator. It looks like a guy with a Predator mask running around on his face. But that could change once I see the movie.
It's interesting. Like everyone, I saw a lot of complaints about the look of the Predator.
I didn't love it.
But to me, I have to remember, like, the first was so iconic, but also the Predators are like humans. Every one of us are different. We all have, distinct features, eyes and a nose and 2 ears and a mouth.
Right.
So there's going to be that, but stop, Steph. Just stop. You're usually my buddy. Just stop it.
I know.
Just stop, Steph. You're usually my sidekick. I can't do this. I'm your sidekick, but I'm not going to be your sidekick anymore.
Okay, I'm done. Okay.
What are you laughing at, Steph? What are you laughing at?
Look at those hands. You got huge hands, kid.
No,
Look at those things.
Don't.
Yes, you do.
Hold that.
Hold that hand up to your face, Steph. Hold that thing up to your face.
You
put it
big
up to your face.
Pineapple loving motherfucker.
Steph, put that hand up to your face. Look at those things. Look at those things.
Okay, maybe you have small hands.
No, I've got normal hands. Look at it next to my face. Now look at your hand next to your face.
I have claws.
You're pound for pound of the nubs of your. What's that?
Yeah, pound for pound greatness. It's a tear rolling down my face because I was just offended.
Big-handed pineapple loving freak.
Yeah, 100%.
Perfectly proportioned. Thank you very much.
That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Poor Steph. How dare you, Mike?
How dare I? I can't breathe.
Steph, put your hands up.
Can't breathe.
Put them up.
Steph, put your hands up. I can't breathe.
Oh my gosh.
Oh God, stop.
All right.
That was so sad.
Hold on a
Oh
second.
Jesus.
Okay.
All right, we did that. Okay.
Oh.
Johnny Bravo, which format do you prefer, Dolby or IMAX? Ooh, it depends. I'm an IMAX guy because it sounds pretty good there too, but Dolby's pretty damn good depending on the movie.
I like Dolby just because IMAX, the seats don't recline, and there's only like a handful of good seats in an IMAX theater.
Yeah.
So
The IMAX is inaccessible. It's not even in the conversation.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
I like Dolby.
That's fine. Google. Pizza is Star Wars and pineapple is Andor? No.
I think it just means Star.
No.
I know what he's saying.
Yeah, but no. Julius Wyatt, calling Dune boring is crazy to me, but you, Mike. Yeah, he's an imbecile.
Yeah.
Josh Oakland, hey guys, Christian, been a listener for 10 years since I was a sophomore in high school. Oh my God. Love everything you do. Thank you, Josh. Avoiding spoilers for Last of Us and Andor like the plague. Have a great day. Yeah, well, spoilers. We spoiled Andor obviously beforehand, but we're not going to do it anymore, and definitely not spoiling Last of Us.
No.
Yeah, Gopal. When I lived in New Jersey, there was Neapolitan. Neapolitan. I can't even say it right now. Help me, Mike. You can make
Neapolitan.
Thank you, buddy. Pizza place in the neighborhood that I really liked. Perfect. Dancing Dog 60. The Independence Day head in Badlands trailer. What's that?
I saw that. Yeah, the skull was in the thing ship from the Independence Day alien. Yeah.
Oh, really? I didn't see that. Okay. Jake, Nintendo Switch 2 pre-orders are live today. Kristian, do you and your family play video games together? Not really. I mean, the kids like to play Xbox. I'm having some problems with it, but yeah, it's pretty good.
I don't get the Switch, the love of the Switch. I don't get it, but
people love it.
It's just me.
Yeah, people love it.
I know.
People do love the Switch for sure. Okay, we still have a couple more here. Oh wow, see, Steph, you're gonna do it again. You're 72. You're only 10. You're 10 away.
Come on, guys, we can do this. Rally.
Steph has it where it counts.
Exactly.
Sean McCabe, Kristian points. I guess from my pick.
Yes.
Jake S. Steph for Pan's Labyrinth remake. Perfect.
I would love that.
God.
Guillermo del Toro. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah.
You've seen that movie, Steph?
Oh yeah, I love it.
Brandon Summers. Look, I like stuff. Mall show should be live action. Agreed. I'm going to watch for Sam Whitner, but bring back Ray Park and dub him or something. You carrots. Agreed on all that. I think they should have done. If you're going to do, you should have done a live action series with following the events of Solo. If you're going to do it, like I keep seeing that. I always preface it with, I love John Hoey. He's a great dude. Make Solo 2 happen is a hashtag that I will never get behind and always make a fart sound afterwards. But to do a Disney Plus series with it, why not? Johnny Bravo, Mike about to catch Steph's hands to the face. That's true.
Yeah.
You still take that whole hand. I'll be like, knock my fucking head in the next week. Man, if Harry ever catches hands, he's in trouble. That man is in trouble.
Never.
Never.
Anthony, puke and rally for Mike and Steph. There you go.
Yep.
Okay, so look at that. 73. You're 10 away with 4 minutes.
Come on, dude. Come on.
Does Harry want to smack Mike around now?
No, he just turned on the vacuum.
Oh.
So
Harry
funny.
did. Go smack him.
Yeah.
Give him them hands.
All right, Dancing
Right.
Dogs. If he sees the Independence Day Alien in this Predator film, that must mean there's going to be a crossover between Alien and Independence Day.
Nah, fuck that nonsense.
The second one was so bad. It was
Something
so
that was
bad.
cool. That second one was
So bad.
awful.
Really, really
oh
bad.
my god, dude.
Yeah. Julius Wyatt. I forgot Solo even came out until just now. Most people did. Most people. It was like 10 people who started that hashtag.
It's such a fun movie if they just took out the name Solo.
You're right.
And didn't make a Solo movie.
Yes, I agree.
If they would have just changed that and made it Dash Randar.
Yeah,
you got a great movie.
Make a totally different character and not make it Solo. How'd you get your name? Oh, Imperial gave it to me when I was trying to get into the thing.
God, and watching people try and defend that, like just admit it sucked.
The worst.
Like that one choice. Oh, you're traveling alone. You're traveling alone. Solo.
Right. The second half of that movie was pretty good. Yes, it was dumb. Wow. Well, 75.
We tried.
75. You tried.
We tried.
What a fight with 3 minutes left to go. But that was a good show. It was a fun show. Oh, I'm just kidding. 76. Oh, there we go. Support for all the laughs today. Thank you, Dawn. Yeah, we got a good show out of this today, and I think we'll be able to talk more about Andor. I'm excited to see what you guys think about it. The whole thing. I cannot wait. Cannot wait to hear it next week. And I think so. For people to know what I did, and I'm going to change this. Last week, I dropped my reactions for 1, 2, and 3 separately. I'm just going to do one video for each one. So like 4, 5, and 6, I'm going to do one video. Same for 7, 8, 9, and then 10, 11, 12 will be just do separate videos for all of them. So
real proud of you.
Thank you, Billy. Appreciate it, Ralph. All right. Thank you guys. Really appreciate everything for being here. Apple Pop. So about to sign off.
Come on now.
Thank you guys for the excellent show. Thank you, Spencer, who got you to 77.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you guys for being here. I appreciate you. We'll see you guys on the flip side. Apple Podcast, Spotify. Go to that Clips channel. I beg of you, and go and subscribe to it. check out our great sponsor at HitFix. HitFix? Sure.
Who?
It's like the old, you remember that old place?
Huh?
Stitch Fix, not HitFix. It's an old
Huh?
website. I don't know. I got to get out of here. All right.
Get out of here.
Thanks for being here. I appreciate you on the flip side. See you later. Bye-bye.